Hello, all my beautiful souls, and welcome back to Sunrise Tarot. My name is Leah, and today I'm doing a reading for the beautiful sign of Aquarius for the month of June 2022. I hope all my Aquarius babies are doing great out there. As you know, dear Aquarius, this is a general reading, so there will be parts that may not resonate with you. Only take the parts that do resonate and leave the rest for someone else. I've already meditated on the cards. I've already shuffled the cards. And this is a spread that I have for you today. Dear Aquarius, in the past position, we have the Five of Pentacles, clarified by the Magician. In the challenging position, we have the Knight of Pentacles, clarified by the Four of Swords. In the present position, we have the King of Swords, clarified by the Knight of Cups. And in the future outcome position, we do have the Page of Wands, clarified by the Moon, and at the bottom of the deck we do have the Temperance card. So let us begin from the beginning. In the past position, we do have the Five of Pentacles, which is a not a very pleasant card to have, because it is all about going through a difficult situation when the money is tight, when the financial support is not strong. If any, there may be no financial support whatsoever. There may be also lack of support from people that we love, from people that we care about. And you know, the overall mood of this card is, you know, feeling like you're suffering, feeling like things are not going your way, like you're struggling in a major way. But do remember that you don't go through things, you actually grow through things. Without having a difficult situation at times in our life, we do not learn, we do not appreciate the wonderful times, we do not treat ourselves and each other with compassion. So it is very important to remember that, you know, life is like a wave, right? Sometimes you're on the top of the wave, sometimes you're at the bottom of the wave, right? And so it's important to kind of shore up resources when you're at the top, so that you can kind of ease your cycle as you're going through a difficult period, right? Where you can have resources to kind of protect you from, you know, unpleasant situations, if you will. But definitely, you know, it looks to me that you struggle to create something, because we do have the Magician here in the clarifying position, and the Magician is all about manifesting. He's all about taking charge of a situation and creating with resources that he has at his disposal. And so definitely this combination is, you know, it's not the greatest combination, but it tells me that in the past you had difficulty with kind of being confident in order to create something that you really wanted. Maybe you're low, maybe your self-esteem was a little bit low, maybe you were low on energy, and you just didn't feel that motivation, didn't feel that drive, didn't feel that passion. Maybe you overreached yourself, maybe you worked on something that you wanted to create so badly that you kind of overdid it a little bit, and as a result you had to scale back, if you will. But the good thing about this combination is that it is in the past. The experience, you know, the question that you have to ask yourself is, what did you learn from this situation? What experience did you receive from the situation? Because, you know, your faith was tested a little bit in order to make it stronger, in order to make, first and foremost, faith in yourself stronger, faith in your abilities, faith in your thinking, your belief system, you know. Again, it's important to remember that we grow through things. So the good thing is this combination is in the past and you overcame the situation successfully. Now, we do see the Knight of Pentacles in the challenging position, which does tell me that you may want to double check your investments. You want to make sure that not more money is going out rather than coming in. You want to make sure that, you know, you are going going through the month of June according to a budget that you set for yourself. So, do kind of be disciplined, when it comes to spending money, when it comes to applying your resources to different things in your life, right? You want to make sure that you follow some sort of a plan, some sort of a budget, that you put money aside as well. Even when, the money's tight, you still have to figure out a situation where you can be creative. What can you do to be creative when it comes to your finances? Is there something you can switch around? Is there something that you can substitute for something else? One of the rules I like to follow is when you purchase things for the week for yourself, not to go back to the grocery store, or not to go back to some sort of like a Walmart or Target or whatever, because then you get to spend more money. So it's important to set a budget for yourself and stick to it. But the Knight of Pentacles in the challenging position tells me that you may be frustrated by the lack of progress. This particular knight, he doesn't move very fast at all, but he has done a lot of work. I mean, look at all the farmland behind this horse. You have done a lot of work, and you have been successful, and you have a lot of experience. So when things slow down and things don't progress as much as you would like them to, remember, what is the divine trying to teach you here? And I think the divine here is teaching you patience, because ultimately we are supposed to be rather than do. We are human beings rather than human doing. Sometimes we create all of these responsibilities for ourselves to stay busy and to be meaningful to ourselves. But the most important is to find that moment where you can be still, where you can be at peace, because that is important. That is ultimately important to experience. Something just occurred to me. When things don't progress, the mind gets idle and the thoughts start to ruminate, thoughts start chasing each other. And so it is important to meditate and to make sure that you calm, that you allow yourself to have, much better organized thoughts, and have a clear structure and plan, if you will, moving forward. But definitely in the month of June, things may be a little bit slow for you, dear Aquarius. We do see Four of Swords in the clarifying position, telling me that you may feel restless. You may feel stressed out by different situations in your life. It could be in a professional sense, in a personal sense. The reward that you were expecting is slow in coming, and so as a result, again, you may find yourselves being in low vibrational kind of frequency and low vibrational vibration, and you want to make sure to elevate that. You want to stay positive. You want to stay optimistic. Combat that victim mentality. Combat that, oh, I can never achieve anything, and so on and so forth. You can. You have. You have stood the test of time. You have proven yourself. The worst thing you can possibly do is to talk negatively to yourself. You are a hero. You are going through this planet, through this school, planet Earth. It's one of the hardest schools, and you are here. You are doing it. So it is important to kind of give yourself a little bit of a pep talk and recognize that it is not easy, and you're already in the middle of it. You're already kicking butt and taking names. So it's important to remind yourself of that. Now, in the present position, we do have the King of Swords, which tells me that you want to focus on being structured and disciplined. The King of Swords, he's very like, he's kind of like an authority figure. He has very clear boundaries. He's very focused. He's very concentrated. He's very, he understands what it takes in order to be successful, because he is a king. He's not a page. He's not a knight. He's really reached a certain level of authority. He has a certain amount of experience that gives him that authority. And so here, the divine is saying that as long as you approach things from a logical standpoint, you are going to do very well for yourself in the month of June. We do see the Knight of Cups in the clarifying position, which tells me that, you want to make sure that your emotions are well organized, right? One of the things we're here to do on planet Earth, which is a school, is to learn emotions and to understand our emotions. Because a lot of people don't always understand why they feel what they feel. It's this constant circle of feeling maybe traumatized or victimized. It's this constant circle of kind of picking on yourself, or maybe saying, I cannot achieve. Yes, you can. It's the thinking, it's the belief system, it's the meditating that needs to be done. It's the grounding techniques that need to be done. You're not helpless. You're not hopeless. You're not too old. You are not too young. You are just right. You have the exact amount of experience that you need in order to achieve all the goals that you have, first of all, predestined for yourself. Because you do remember that you signed a soul contract before you came to the school that we know as planet Earth. But definitely you want to take action, because the King of Swords is all about action. And that is what the month of June is going to be for you. Yes, you have to be patient when it comes to certain things working out behind the scenes, because the universe is restructuring for you. You have gone through difficult things in the last 12 months. And so it is important to allow yourself a little bit of a kind of like a little bit of a leeway, if you will. But definitely you want to take action when it comes to being creative, when it comes to achieving the goals that you have set for yourself, especially when they are regarding romance or love, or focusing on creating something. Love comes in many different forms. Love can be between two people. Love can be of a hobby, of a pet. We always, it is important, very, very important to define what happiness is for you, because sometimes people get addicted to emotions, and so they start chasing that feeling, that happy feeling that they remember. It's important to remember that all emotions are important. So, being addicted to chasing a happy feeling so that can be recreated is not necessarily a very good idea. So appreciate all the emotions that you have in your arsenal, in your toolbox, right? And make sure that they work for you, and that requires meditating. It's very important. Also, writing down your thoughts. When you write, you allow the anger to come out, the resentment to come out. And you connect. You kind of see yourself from a third point of view, which is absolutely wonderful, because it helps you elevate. Also, in the future outcome position, we have the Page of Wands, which tells me you are setting on a new adventure. Something new is coming towards you, dear Aquarius, and you're going to be much more confident towards the end of June. You're going to have a much better self-esteem. You're going to have more freedom in order to create something or to pursue something. Definitely don't be afraid to test things out. Go slow, be patient, but you definitely want to try new things. And some of them will work out wonderful, and some of them will be a lesson. And as long as you received a lesson and you realize, what you learned from a situation, that is why, it was there to begin with. The moon does tell me that there's going to be an unknown factor. When the moon appears, generally there's something that is being hidden from view, something that the universe doesn't want you to know quite yet. So do let me know in the comments when you are in that end of the June period, when you are in that time frame, what adventure or what direction you're moving towards, because I would truly be interested to see. Now, first card that I pulled I got a new deck. It's called the Moon Oracle deck, and I pulled a card from the Moon Oracle. Let's see what it has for us. I'm really excited. And it has wisdom. Interesting. I really like the artwork of this card. And of course, wisdom is all about knowledge. There may be something you aren't seeing and need to research more thoroughly. Wisdom is gathered, but it takes time. Learn from your experience. You might wish to ask the opinion of a wise mentor if you are uncertain, about something. But definitely gathering wise people around you is always a good idea. And focusing on knowledge, because remember, you don't want to have just any old information. It's not about gathering information. It's also about gathering wisdom, which is kind of like the actual gold. Having a wisdom in your arsenal of tools, is absolutely priceless. That is one of the most important things a person can have in their life. But let's see what we can clarify with the Shema Dream Oracle card that I also pulled earlier today. And we've got Watchers, which is all about observing rather than doing. When this card shows up, it's an invitation to stop doing, pause, get off the treadmill, and take a deep breath. Find the witness within, the one who can observe the fire, the fury happening all around you, but is not caught in any of the drama. This is the time to step back. If you have a thought or opinion, keep it to yourself. If you have a feeling that needs to be expressed, do it in the shower. Do not engage with the action happening around you. Simply observe. The Watchers here are basically inviting you to break free from the day-to-day routine that you may find yourself in, and rise, to serendipity. Start noticing. You cannot notice serendipity if you are going from the office to home, to cooking dinner, to whatever, or studying, or picking something up, dropping something off, just find yourself in a moment where you are completely still, when your breathing is even and you are not thinking about anything. Not about your mom, your dad, your son, your daughter, not about your dog, not about your school, not about your work, just where your mind is completely like an empty vessel, if you will. And observe not just everything around you, but also how you feel. Give yourself that kind of a brain freeze, if you will. Things happen without you doing anything. Creation unfolds in its own mysterious way, requiring only a sacred witness. So the divine here is calling you to pause, observe, and elevate in wisdom, if you will. I hope you enjoyed this reading, dear Aquarius. If you did, please like, share, and subscribe. Thank you so much for visiting my channel. Please don't forget to follow me on Instagram as well, and don't forget to hit that notification bell because you don't want to miss any of the videos that I have coming up. Thank you so much and have a wonderful day.